Hello, and welcome back to the Damn Yankee Blacksmith Shop. Well, today we're going to go back to the basics. We're going to talk about the 5 basic skills you need in order to create something in blacksmithing. They're real simple. We're only going to demonstrate one of them today because it's going to be a short video. They are drawing, turning, punching, upsetting, and 5th is welding. I know everybody wants to jump to welding. Well, that's going to be the last one. It's a longer video because it has a lot more components to it. Drawing steel out is what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to get a fire started, get into some warmer clothes because it's going to go up to 70 degrees today. Woo. And we'll see you in just a minute. In a previous video, we talked about a hammer and its parts. Well, the first way to draw out we're going to do is using the peen of the hammer, which is the back side of the hammer. This I don't do very often, but if you have a large piece of steel that you need to draw out to bring to a point, you can use the peen of the hammer like that. It makes indentations that can assist in pushing the steel to the end. You would do that on one side, then you would turn it 90 degrees. And you would do it to the other. Now you're going to have a flat side on two sides and a wavy side on the other side. Now, why I don't do that is because I don't really think it's as clean as doing it with just the face of the hammer, and it's a lot more difficult in my opinion. We're going to put that back in the fire, get it hot. I'm going to show you how I would do that with just the face of the hammer. Now, I'm going to stand 90 degrees from the anvil. My work is going to be 90 degrees off. I'm going to pretty much stand at a 45 from the anvil, but the work is going to be 90 degrees off of it and level. I'm going to take my hammer, and since I already have a flat spot, I'm going to continue on that one. But if it was round, I would choose where I want to start. And I would, starting here, move from the cold side out towards the hot end. And I'm not hitting the same place every time. I'm going to turn it 90 degrees and do the same thing, starting from the cold end. And you're not drawing it as much as you're pushing it, but the term is drawing the steel out. You can see I already got pointed end starting, and it's flattened on all 4 sides. The anvil is flattening as much as the hammer is, because the force is coming down on a flat surface. The other side is flattening along with the face of the hammer flattening the steel that's hot. path of least resistance. We're going to heat it up again. The reason I'm heating it up so often is because it went down into the 30s last night, and this anvil is very, very cold. Now, I've showed you how to hit it flat and drawing it out. You can also hit it at an angle. This is for very fast moving. I've seen so many people try that. You see what happens when you bring the hammer down at an angle. You will do the same thing as using the peen. You're forcing metal to move, but you're making indentations in it. The reason I prefer a flat one, see how bent and odd shape that is? I can fix that by using the flat of the hammerhead or face. And I've got that cleaned up, and you see it's much cleaner. So I prefer using the face of the hammer to keep my drawing nice and clean. Another way to draw steel out, if you have one, is with a power hammer. I'm going to lay it between the jaws, the hammer and the anvil, and I'm going to draw it back this way. I'm drawing the steel back this way, but I'm going to be pushing the steel that way. I'm only using a little bit of power on that. If I want to increase the power, now you can see the power hammer using a flattened surface. Both the hammer and the anvil are both square on that one and flat. I get a nice flat draw. If I want to draw out large pieces quickly, I can change those jaws, the hammer and the anvil on here, to drawing or fullering. This one is a fuller. It makes a sharp indentation and pushes the steel to either side. I have one for the bottom and one for the top. These are a little bit more drastic than drawing ends, but these are about $350 a set, and I only have the two at the moment. A drawing set is, actually I lied, I made a drawing bottom for this one. It's a little less aggressive hump on there, and I built this one so that it would fit on top of. This happens when they're cold. It's not supposed to do that. This fits right on there, and then I can draw steel out from there. Okay, we've shown you different ways on a big piece of steel. All of those are aggressive ways to draw out. The original one, the one that I told you I like the best, using the flat, is about the only way you want to do it for small or lightweight steels, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, things like that. If you're using an aggressive way to draw steel out, you're usually doing it on something big and heavy. For this piece of steel is a 1/4 inch, and we're going to show you how to make a nail real quick. The key to making a nail or any good draw is to keep your work level. For the head of the nail, I need a shoulder made into it. So I'm going to hit half on, half off, and I draw all the way to the end. I turn it 90 degrees, keeping that shoulder in the same spot on the edge of the anvil, down. And I've created a shoulder that I can work on and keep, and that will become the head of the nail. And if I lose my place, I simply roll it on the anvil until I hit that point. Now, in low carbon steel, which is mostly what I work with, I can hit it while it's still relatively cool. But with working with high carbon steel, never strike it while it's black. Put it back if it's black. It's a little phrase I used to remember. It has to be red or yellow or orange to be able to be struck and not damage the steel if it's high carbon. Even after it's been in the fire, I can roll it and find that shoulder. Draw it constantly from a square shape. And I have a nail. And that's it. I hope you learned something about drawing steel out. If you have any questions, put them down in the area below and I will get back to you as quickly as I can. The next video will be on turning steel. Probably going to be a quick video too because there's just so much to it. I can only give you a quick overview of it, and that's where you're going to go from there.